with you through fire and rain. Head in head, my love, I'll keep you safe.
Look at the size of that Scotch egg. That is obscene. Look at it. That's my dinner. But as part of my dinner, I had a burrito, as you just saw. It was pretty healthy. It was turkey and chorizo with salad and garlic mayo. Pretty healthy. I was going to try and get steak and cheese to put in the burrito, so I thought that'd be amazing, and just toast it both sides, but I forgot my frying pan. So anyway, welcome to today's vlog. I know it's been a while since I made a vlog again, about a month, and the last time I did one I was out in Nevis. Up in Glencoe, and I went for a sort of chairlifts ride and stuff. It was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It was quite a long one when I was editing it. I didn't realise how long it was going to be, so apologies for that. Unless you enjoyed it, then cool. I'm just going to chill out tonight, and I've pulled into a park for the night spot. If any of you have camper vans or day vans or whatever you have, there's an app called Park for the Night, and it tells you about all these kind of free places you can park where you can literally just pull in, have your dinner, sleep overnight, and then leave the next morning by about 10 o'clock. You have to arrive by 6 o'clock at night, and then you leave by 10 o'clock the next morning. So it is literally a flying visit, but it's fine just for somewhere to get your head down, and obviously you can plan it out depending on where your photography locations are going to be, which is really handy as well. So that's exactly what I've done. So it's 6 o'clock at night just now, so I've literally just arrived. I've already had my burrito. I'll show you what the app looks like. So that's kind of how it looks. That's all the parking spots there on the map, and then you sort of click on one. Say you want to click on that one. That one's for Aviemore. It takes you into, if you click on it, takes you in, and it gives you like all these reviews up down there of people who have, well, it gives you a brief description of it. It's really good. It gives you like reviews and from other people who have lived, or from other people who have stayed there, and they let you know whether there's any sort of no overnight camping signs up now or whatever, so they can update it. So it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely love it. Because I couldn't get a permit for the Three Lochs Forest Drive tonight, and that's where I am. I'm in the Trossachs just now, so I couldn't get a permit because it's fully booked until probably Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So I forgot about this app, so I just pulled it up, and lo and behold, there's a few places around here that you can stop and just pull in and sleep. And they're not in the camping management zone, so you won't get in trouble for being here. Highly recommend it if you're out and about, you just want somewhere to stick your head down for a couple hours, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing tonight. So I'm literally going to be working on the iPad for a bit, and then settling down for the night, getting all my blinds up, hoping to be asleep by about 8 or 9 tonight, and then I'm getting up at 4 tomorrow. So at the moment there's no other motorhomes or camper vans here, but the road's pretty busy down there, so I can hear them zooming by on the Duke's Pass. So I might have some company tonight, I might not, with like fellow camper vans round about me, so I don't know. One thing I've been wanting to do for ages that I haven't done since we came out of lockdown is go down to Lochs. And the last time I was there with Raymond, it was absolutely fantastic. I met him about 4:30 in the morning, and we went down, and there was this beautiful mist on Lochs eventually when we got up that end. But it was just stunning. So I'm hoping that it's really muggy tonight, and it's partly cloudy. There's loads of kind of low hanging cloud over Ben Venue and Ben Ann, which is just over my shoulder. So I'm hoping that's going to give us the right conditions for some beautiful mist on the water. There's 2 possible locations for tomorrow morning. One is a sort of lay-by that I've been to before, where you sort of shoot between the you can sort of see the separation in the trees. I'm hoping for some nice light tomorrow as well as a mist on that part. And if that doesn't work out, I'm going to go to Kinlochard, which is just further up the loch, and there's this awesome stone pier which I photographed years ago. I think it's maybe sunk a little bit, but the majority of it's still there, so it still looks cool. So we're going to go there as a second location, and I'm really excited to see, because I've not been up there for ages, especially for sunrise. I'm up at 4:30. I'm hoping to be down by the loch side at 5. That gives me a good hour before sunrise. So I'm hoping there might be some more photographers down there tomorrow, you never know. I mean, with the conditions that we're getting tomorrow morning, or that's been planned for tomorrow, it looks like it's going to be foggy from like 1 AM right through till 6 o'clock in the morning, so fingers crossed. Yeah, I've got a really short window to do this tomorrow. I've literally got between 5 and 7 to get a shot, so it's, because I mean, this is one of those really spontaneous trips where I've literally just packed a car and ran away. So I'm hoping to try and get back home for 8 o'clock in the morning. I've got an appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning in the old Southern General, so I have to be really quick tomorrow. This is just, I can't believe I've just kind of done this. It's a bit spontaneous for me. So, oh, I forgot to say, Nevis doesn't look like Nevis anymore. I'm going to turn you around and show you the new Nevis. I'm going to give you a very quick tour before I go and start getting settled in for the night. Stay there. Hang on. Look at that! So I'll just give you a quick tour. That's the fridge. Hasn't been hooked up yet. This bit has all my coffee. There's my coffee grinder, AeroPress, coffee beans, new coffee from my friend Rona, Glasgow Roasters coffee, which I cannot wait to try that because it's already ground. Get in. That bottom bit's got all my plates and my new kettle and stuff. And over here, where this big worktop is, my cookies for later. We have a sink and we have a stove. So you're probably wondering, why did I change it again? This is the third kitchen that I've had in this van. The reason being is very simple. I'm on a Mazda Bongo owners forum on Facebook, and there's loads of us on it, and they sort of like they trade things and sell things and stuff like that, and there was a guy on it called Richard who was giving away Bongo parts because he just bought a van. And he was basically stripping it out back to the bare bones, and then he was going to rebuild it from scratch in his own sort of taste and stuff. And I just messaged him and I was like, what have you got, can I have it? But I got new wheel trims, I got this kitchen, and I got a dicky seat for the back, for the passenger seat, and they kind of like bolt on to the footwell in the back of the seat here, which means if you've got kids and stuff they could sit in it, and it's like a wee sort of kiddie seat. But the kitchen was unbelievable. It's perfect. It fits. It's for a 1995 Mazda Bongo, which is what mine is, so it fits it perfectly, and it's in this sort of carbon like kind of finish. It looks awesome. I just jumped at it, so I fitted it myself, and then I wired up all the electrics because it's got a fuse box and the two plugs on the side. So I had to put an electric hookup point in somewhere in the van because I didn't have one before. So I didn't want to drill through the chassis or the metal of the van, which I know a lot of people do that and it's fine, but I was kind of nervous about it, so I mounted it underneath where the tow bar is. I'll just go and get my shoes on and I'll show you. Hang on. That's what it looks like. My new wheel trims. Look how dirty they are already. I just washed that van today. Mucky little pup. So that's the new electric hookup spot that I've got here. Literally just pops open, you've got the spot here. So my neighbour who's mechanic is going to like weld it with a nail bracket under there so it doesn't move anywhere. I mean, it doesn't move. I've like used a chain to like bolt it on and stuff, but he's going to make it super tight and basically not moving anywhere. Whoopsie. And that's what it looks like inside. Completely different from what you remember. How cool is that though? So much space now. I've taken out the rear seats so I could get all this in. But it just so much better. It works so much better. Let's fill it out. And that's my 20, I think it's 20 litres, maybe more, water tank. That's a 7 kilo gas container, and I can't get gas for love nor money just now. Don't know how anyone else is finding it, but it's an absolute nightmare. As you can see, that's not wired up yet because I need to wire it up to the leisure battery, and I've just got my stove here just now because I can't use my actual cooker because there's no gas. It's looking pretty cool. So I think this Nevis almost done. He's went through quite a few kitchen changes, that's for sure, until I found what I mean, I would have probably stayed with this Trossachs unit that you saw before. But I think I just jumped on this other kitchen because why wouldn't you? It's absolutely fantastic. Very pleased to say that Nevis flew through his MOT, and when I say flew, he went through at rocket speed. Flew through his MOT with only a couple of advisories, which was the rear drop links and the rear bushes. And the fan belt, you'll hear him squeaking like at some point, but that's getting done this week anyway. So I'm going to go and settle in and get my jammies on and do some work actually, so I've got some work to do. And then I'll see you all tomorrow morning, bright and early, 4:30. Good morning and welcome to Lochs. This is a bit of a detour. I've come far too far down the road. I've missed a turning for Kinlochard. So I've ended up down at Loch Atherton, which isn't a bad thing because it's absolutely beautiful, but there's not as much mist down here as you can see. It's mostly up on the hills, sort of like up there. So I'm going to have to go back down the road and go back down the way because it's far too, it's not windy here, there's no wind, but there's a lot of wind and there's a lot of movement on the water here. So this definitely doesn't have the sort of stillness that Lochard has and Kinlochard and Loch Chon has. Doesn't have that sort of stillness in the water that I was looking for. I'm looking for a very calm sort of minimalist photo today. So I think we're going to have to head back down the road. Let's go. Been a while since I've been at this part of the Trossachs. This is Loch Chon. I was here with Raymond in the video that I linked to earlier. It's so still and exactly what I was looking for. I mean, look at this. It's just me and the birds and the midges. This is just perfect. If I go away, I've already taken a shot because I was so excited I couldn't even talk you through it while I was taking it, but I've taken a shot already. Basically this is my composition, these two sort of darker areas here, and then leading in to this bit here. I was shooting at f11 2 seconds and ISO 100 to get this shot, and I'm so happy with it. It's just exactly what I was looking for. It's such a beautiful, cool image. It just represents everything that this feels like. It's such a cool, like almost getting into autumn kind of feeling that you get in the mornings. And those hills just look absolutely incredible just now. So I'm trying to be really quiet because there's a couple of houses over there. This is Kinlochard. It's absolutely beautiful. That's the little kind of stone pier that everyone photographs. I'm not photographing it today because it's just not, it's not misty enough. I mean, the water's quite still, but it's just not misty enough. So I was looking for a very specific type of image here, and it's not happening today, but it's okay. I only live 40 minutes away, so I can come back. But I'm just going to head down to Lochard and maybe have a coffee. So the other end of Lochard and have a coffee and see if there's any more images down there. But so far we've got at least 2 photographs from Loch Chon, so I'm really, really happy. I'm trying to be quiet so I don't get shouted at. So I've made it down to the far end of Lochard and it looks absolutely stunning. It's so still, it's so beautiful, but there's no mist here at all. It seems to be up that end of the loch, most of it. I mean, you're still getting like glass reflections here, so it's absolutely worth still coming down and having a look at it. I met another photographer down at Loch Chon. He turned up just as I was leaving and he said that he'd just been down here and there was no mist here, so I wasn't expecting any mist, but I thought I would come down and have a look anyway, just to have a look. He was delighted with Loch Chon when he arrived and he realised there was like at least some mist kind of hanging about the trees up there. It just looks so beautiful this morning. So I've brought this lens out with me. This is a 24-105 L series Canon lens. I'm holding it handheld. I know I'm kind of cheating a wee bit. There's no filters on it. I did have a polarizer on it, Loch Chon, but I didn't feel like it really did anything, to be honest. The only bit it would be really beneficial for is just down there, Oh, you can see behind me there, actually, see those bits there? That's the only bit that a polarizer would really do any sort of good on, because you're cutting through the glare from the white, hitting that, or hitting that, and it would just give you a nicer sort of more vibrant image. But I don't need that today because I'm literally just going to shoot some reflections, and this isn't the shot I was hoping to get. The shot I was hoping to get, I got it down at lochs. I photographed this before, and this one's actually going in my calendar, which I'll tell you about in a wee while. I shot this one when I was out with Ravens. That morning was just phenomenal, but we had light that morning as well, so we kind of had like the best of both worlds that morning. So I'm just going to fire off a few reflections. I'll tell you what I'm shooting, just because since I'm here, I'm definitely not going to be shooting at f4, that's not sure. So I think we're going to go with... So we're going to shoot at f7.1, ISO 100 and 1/25th of a second. I might take it down to 60th of a second though, just to get a little bit more smoothness in the water. Which I think this is one of those situations where you just come out anyway and just have a look, because the forecast was supposed to be phenomenal for this morning, and it was kind of further up the loch, but down this end it's much more quiet. You can definitely see there's more of a haze up that side, but it's not really what I would call heavy mist, which is what we were forecast. So I'm going to go make a coffee. I mean, is there anything better than sitting by a loch at 7:30 in the morning or 7:10 in the morning with a coffee and some melon? I've got an appointment in 3 hours at the hospital. I need to rush up the road now. I knew this was going to be a bit of a risk this morning because I've got an appointment in 3 hours, but it was absolutely worth it just for that shock that I got down at lochs. 100% worth it. But you don't always need to get a shot when you come out. That's what a lot of people don't seem to realise. Like, you're never guaranteed a shot, and it sort of reinforces that whole thing about why, yeah, have locations in mind when you go shooting, but don't have images in mind, because you have no idea what you're going to get when you turn up, or what kind of conditions you're going to get when you turn up. I've just been joined by some wild swimmers, and they look like they're putting in some effort to get through, so I don't think I could do that. I'll rather sit in my comfy van having a coffee. The whole point of today, there is a point to it, the whole point of today was I wanted to go and find an image, a sort of last image, that was either better than, or I wanted to find a last image for my calendar for this year that was better than the one I took last time in Lockhart. And I don't know if I've made it this time. The lochs images are going to be beautiful, but I don't know if they're going to beat the image that I got down here last time with Raymond. So I think that one's going to make it into the cut rather than the ones I took today, which doesn't mean it's a waste of time today. Absolutely not. I still got up at half four, enjoyed some peace and quiet, got some images down at lochs, which I was delighted with. I can completely understand the absolute joy now of having this van. And obviously, like, my dad encouraged me, like, he used to message me every single day, what have you done in the van today? What are you doing in the van today? Oh, that looks cracking. And one message he told me was, I can just imagine that. I sent my picture when I was in for service, sent my picture of the van, and he said, oh, I can just imagine that, being beside a loch having a cup of tea. Well, I'm not having tea, Dad, but I'm having coffee. So that brings me neatly on to my calendar. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about. My calendar this year, I've had a calendar for the last 2 years, called Beautiful Scotland, and then whatever year it's going to be. And it's always been my 12 absolute best images that I've taken during the course of the year. But obviously during lockdown, I didn't think I was going to have 12 images to put in, but I did. And a couple of them are not from this year, but the majority of them are, and I'm actually astounded that I managed to do that, to get 12 images just from being able to go out. Like, whenever we were able to go out, I'd go out and try and shoot some photos, and I ended up with some beautiful conditions. So the one I've picked for the cover photo is a picture of Eileandone Castle, which was one of my dad's favourite pictures I took. I'll show you. I don't have a mock-up of the calendar yet, I'm literally just talking to you about it now. So I've got the PDFs pretty much ready to go, so they're going to get sent to the printer. He'll send me a sample calendar, and I can show you that when it comes through. But the photos I've picked this year are just gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with them, and it's a good mixture of different places in Scotland that I've been. There's a couple from the Trossachs, there's a few from the Cairngorms. Once I get my calendar, I'll show you the images. They're just, and how it's going, the whole thing's going to look as a sort of complete package. So I've decided this year that 100% of the profits from the calendar are going to go to the Tommy Burns Scholarship Fund. So my dad was a football coach, and he taught literally hundreds of teams when the whole time that he's lived in Ayrshire, and most of them, his most recent teams were girls teams, and he really encouraged them. He got so inspired by the Women's World Cup that he decided to get more into sort of girls teams and raising them. So he had quite a few, and he absolutely adored it. And this year they've introduced the Tommy Burns Scholarship Fund, so that 3 kids from each year group, so your under 8s and under 11s and things, so 3 kids will get to go through basically all their fees paid for the year, all their kit and all that kind of stuff. So they'll get basically to play football for a whole year completely free, and it's phenomenal. I don't know why people haven't done it before. But he's a big person in the community over there, so they all know him, they all love him. He had such a big heart, so they all wanted to do something to sort of for his legacy. So they've set up this scholarship fund for 3 kids, and we're hoping that it'll kind of spread out amongst through all the boys teams, and then eventually through Ayrshire would be nice. But at the moment they're just going to trial it with 3 girls from 3 teams and just see how they go. But I think it's wonderful, it's amazing. I think he'd have loved that. So I've decided to donate all the profits from the calendar this year to that scholarship fund, and then it's going to be presented to the team in November. So there'll be like a certificate or something with the scholarship details on it, presented to the 3 girls, and yeah, it's just amazing. So I'm going to go along and take pictures at the presentation, obviously, just to sort of mark it, and then I'll send all the photos to the local papers and stuff. But it's an amazing thing that you can still carry on someone's legacy with that sort of thing, and it's helping kids who might not have been able to afford to go and play football or to buy the kits and the boots and stuff like that. So that's basically what it's going to do, is give those 3 kids a chance to go and do something and be part of their community, in a sense. Anyway, I'm getting all emotional now, so I'm going to go and get ready and go for my hospital appointment. But more on the calendar will be coming in the next video. In fact, the next video will probably be solely dedicated to the calendar. But I hope you've enjoyed this little adventure out this morning. It's definitely been a more chilled one today. Hopefully not as long as my last video. I'll let you see that when I'm editing it. I think these videos are becoming more about my adventures, with some photography and some camping and some Mazda Bongo all thrown in, which I'm quite enjoying, this new kind of shape that it's taken. So I hope you're enjoying it too. And if you like this video, then like and subscribe if you want. And until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.
I walk with you